on the occasion of National Mathematical Day. I, Assistant Professor Maithili Gauri Shankar, welcoming you all for this webinar, as it is the birth anniversary of legendary Dr. Srinivasa Ramanujan, who is a FRS and an Indian mathematician, discovered many mathematical works. It's his 135th birth anniversary. On behalf of S.S.T. College, I welcome our eminent person and also resource person, Dr. Bharati Nathwani ma'am. She is a research person on the topic Meta-Leffer function. She started her teaching profession from 2008. Since 2019, she was the Associate Professor in Department of Mathematics, Amity School of Applied Science, Amity University, Mumbai. She completed her PhD in 2017. She was a research supervisor for more than 4 students in Amity University. She have cleared Gujarat SET exam and Maharashtra SET exam. Her awards are Best Paper Presentation in International Conference ICSFA 2012. She got gold medal in MSc and outstanding student performance in BSc Mathematics. She had delivered many invited talks. She had published in many national and international conferences. She is also a reviewer of 4 leading Asian mathematical journals. She has her lifetime membership in Special Functions and Applications, MathTech Thinking Foundation. Her computer skills are LaTeX, GNU Octane, C++, MATLAB, Python, which is mostly used in mathematics research. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of S.S.T. College and request you to share your knowledge to our students and also participants on this occasion of Dr. Srinivasa Ramanujan birth anniversary. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable introduction of me. Thank you so much, and also thanks for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge with you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm going to start that. I'm sharing the presentation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this visible?
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
Yeah, actually, this is the occasion of the birthday of Dr. Srinivasa Ramanujan ji. But as such, I'm going to present in the commerce students, so that's why I selected this topic. It is not actually directly the mathematics, but somehow anywhere, any way you can find the maths in all the aspects. So my topic is data visualization in Excel. Before going to that, I will show you what the content I'm going to take in this. That is an introduction where the data visualization is generated, history of a data visualization, then why we need the data visualization, classifications of visualizations and visualization process. Then we will move to the hands-on practice on Excel. So when the histories arises, we can see that Charles Minard's graph of a Napoleon invasion. In 1869, Charles has given the mapping on which he has given the Napoleon's attacks, and that map is given by this. So that visualization he has given in 1869. And another visualization given by the Dr. John for the cholera disease in one district of London, and the mapping data visualization of that he has given by this diagram. So from that time, the data visualization is origin, and the people have frequently used the visualization of a data. And now, as we are knowing that there is a exponentially increase in the data, so it is necessary first to visualize the data rather than the reading or applying anything on that, what kind of a data we have. Why we had to visualize, as I said, the data visualization helps end user to understand and get insight on the visualized data. So by using the visualization, you can display plots, trends, timelines, etc. You can analyze your data, and at the end you can share that and you can make a decision on your data. Advantages, as we know, we are the human beings, so we are more accommodated with the visual systems. Whatever we are looking, we are remembering for the more time than we are going to read or listen from someone or work out. Okay, so visualization take advantages of the ability to identify, explore, interpret, and understand the patterns within the large data sets. So I'm going very brief in that. We will more do the Excel, hands-on practice on the Excel. That is just why we have to visualize, why it is origin. So we had to visualize because we want just a decision by looking the data without going much inside of a data. And these are the advantages of visualization of a data. And to display, how we had to visualize whatever we are visualizing, how we are going to display our data. So there are the many ways we can go by the different charts, maps, graphs like bar chart, tree map, pie chart, etc. we can use, but we had to visualize in such a way that people can just see our charts and they can say what is the decision for this data, means what kind of a data is this. And next, to analyze the outcomes of the above charts of a graphs is trends, anomalies. We can remove whatever is not required, correlation between the data, patterns of a decision, patterns of a data, and at the end we can make the decision based on that data. To analyze the data, if you need to find something viewed inside, suppose you have given 100 crores of a data or crores of a data, is this possible for us to read? No, it is not possible. So it is better we can represent that data in some charts. And also it is not possible just by looking that kind of a figure we can say what kind of a data is given. So we have to give the proper labeling to the data. To analyze the data, a well-designed dashboard allows us to decision makers to analyze the massive data sets at a glance. Like that, so large number of data is given to you, so we can analyze the data by using different kind of a graph. You can see here area graph, bar charts, pie charts, and all these things. Okay. And to communicate the right visualization can be emphasized key points, provide context, and engage the audience. So we had to visualize in such a way that people can be engaged with you, whatever you are going to visualize or you are going to give in the chart, that will be understandable by the people. And the great speakers use visualization to support their ideas and make them memorable. Sometimes the visualization communicates all the information on its own. Reasons we have to visualize by the Francisco is visualization acts as an external memory, and it has the objectify abstract information. Visualization is the perfect for providing the context and narrative to the data. And visualization allow us to represent the process, thus we can incorporate time in spatial terms and depict the transformative processes in a visual way. So we can give our data, we can do the process to see our data in the visual way. Classification of a visualization. So there are the three classification of a visualization by Andy Gill, that is exploratory, another is explanatory, and third one is exhibitory. Now we will see what is exploratory. So exploratory data is such that exploratory visualization is used when there is a big amount of a data, you have the large amount of a data and you are not sure that the information is hidden within it or not. So at that time, we are going to use the exploratory data visualization. I have given one example also, Britain's diet. So I will show you that example. One second, I don't. I think I had to share my whole screen first. Are you able to see that site which I opened? Britain's diet.
No, ma'am. Now it is Britain's diet in data. It
yeah.
is opened. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is a representation of exploratory data. Suppose we had the Britain's diets from 1974 to 2014, what kind of foods in the diet they are using. So that data is exploratory data we can give in this way. So this is just an example. So you can see what kind of a data is that. Now I'm moving to the PPT. Is PPT is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So exploratory visualization is used when you have a large number of data and you are not aware about the complete information is given or not. Then explanatory visualization, it is used when we already know that it is in the data and need to convey. We know what is the data, what we have that is in data only, and we have to convey to the audience or the decision maker and explain inside of someone. Whatever is in your data, if you want to represent or explain those things, then you have to go for the explanatory visualization. Now we will see one example of that also. Yeah. So this is one example of a Syria conflict is that the people are friends, enemies, and they have no relation, or it is complicated to judge that. So they have given the legends like that, and this is a visualization of data. Means you know that these people are friends and these are not friends, and or we can't say anything for this. So this is the Middle East friendship chart with the differences. So this is known as the explanatory, and then the next we will move to the exhibitory visualization. Exhibitory visualization is simply displaying of a data. Whatever is you have, you are just going to represent the data in the times where the simply displaying the information tells the story by its own. Such a data by the data visualization, by looking the charts, you can directly say what is given in that data. So for that, we have to use the exhibitory visualization. So this is the exhibitory visualization you can give on the basis of a time or the places you have given. Next, we will see visualization process, how to visualize the data. So there are the four main stages from which you had to go before the visualization. Very first, you had to form the question. You had to formulate the question, what answer you needed from this data. So according to that, you had to plan the visualization or what kind of a charts you are going to use. Then you had to prepare the data according to your question, and considering the medium means you have to give the digital or the print of that data. So on that basis, you have to decide the way of representation, and then you have to develop the visualization representation. Okay, so there are the four stages to visualize the data. Very first is question formulation. Means very first you should know what you want from your data, and then you have to prepare the data consider the medium. Medium means you want to represent that data in digital way or in the hard copy in the print way, and then the development of a visual representation. What the things you have to consider when you are going to visualize the data? What do we want to present, which variables, which type of variables, which properties you want to check, which aspects, what is the range of your variable values, what medium will display our visualization, how you are going to represent or display your visualization. You are going to give online digital, or you are going to give in the books or something. So like that on the pages you have to give the. So these are the things you have to consider. Now we will see the types of a data. As you are the commerce student, so you might be aware of the different types of a data. This is a very basic thing. Uh, there are the two types mainly. This is the quantitative data and the qualitative data. The data which is dealing with the quantitative numbers, which is dealing with the numbers, is known as the quantitative data, and dealing with the descriptions is known as a qualitative data. The examples of a quantitative data is like a length, volume, speed, etc., in which the data is in form of the numbers. The subparts of this data is subcategories are shapes and coordinates. And in the qualitative data, that is in the description, like the examples, you can take the colors, mood, appearance, etc. of the data. Then geospatial data, that data can be characterized by the specific location in the space and time, like that coordinates you can take as a geospatial data. Network data, you can take your social friend, social group, friend list, and all this like LinkedIn data and all this. These are known as a network data. Next is textual data, data consisting of text, that is known as a textual data. Like you consider the Shakespeare's poem, so that is known as a textual data. So whatever you have to do analyze from the text, so that data is known as a textual data. Then the types of visualization by the techniques. There are the many types. If the data is based on the locations, so you have to go with the maps like that. This is nothing but the scatter diagram with the mappings. Okay. Next, relations and dependencies you have to prepare. This is not prepared by the Excel, but the other things are prepared by the Excel only by taking the scatter diagram, and then you have to take the trend lines between your points, and you can give the labeling also, so you will get that kind of diagrams. So relations and dependency you have to represent like that way, because this is a very important how you are representing the data. It is not very glitched, like people are not getting what you have given. It should be neat and clean, given all the labelings are proper. People can understand from the labeling and the diagram what you want to say in your representation. Next is line graphs. How you are going to draw all this? All this you can draw by selecting your data, whatever is your data. We will see in Excel also. Then you have to go in the tab insert, and in insert you have to go in the charts. In charts you have to select the different type of a chart, whatever you want. This is the line chart, and this is the area chart, which is showing the covering of that much area. The same line is there, whatever is here in the dark brown color. The same kind is there, but it is the area diagram because it is covered by area. Okay. So the next is dot or bubble graphs. You can represent the data between the two or more. If you want to see the relationship between two or more variables, then you have to use the dot or bubble diagram, that are known as the scatter plots or the bubble charts. And next is the bar diagrams. If you have the large number of data and you want to see the relation between both, then you have to go for the bar charts. And then grids, you can represent your data by using the grid maps, bubble charts. Next is the pie chart, tree maps, stack bars, you can see. So all these are the representations of the data. So according to your data, you have to select whatever you want from the charts, and you can represent that. Best practices is that to identify your goal. As I said, you have to fix your question. know your audience to whom you are going to represent, giving your visualization, provide the context, keep it in simple and keep it engaging. Consider the color plan. You have to use the proper coloring and all these things in your diagram. So now this is just a brief whatever I want to say you. For the data, actually we had to move on the hands-on practice on the Excel. So we will try to go for these diagrams. Okay, so now we will move to the Excel sheet. Are you able to see Excel?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So suppose this is my data. I have taken very small data. So if you want to do right now like the on hands-on practice, so you can easily do just by copying these numbers, or you can learn from here and later on you can do the practice. So this is my data. So very first to visualize the data, you have to select the data. If you are selecting with the title, so you will be able to see the titles you want access, and if you are not going to select, then you will not be able to see. Then you have to go into the insert tab. In that you have these options of a charts. If you go to the recommended charts, it will give you the different options suitable to your data. If you don't want to go in that, you can select by your own. There are the many options, or in the recommended charts also there are the all the charts. So it is totally up to you from where you have to select. And now this is the data is divided in the columns, and it is not that much large, so we can go to the column chart. Now in one chart we will see all the things how we have to do, and then the remaining we can see what kind of charts are there. So first I am going to select the 2D chart. So you can see here I am getting this kind of a representation. If I will go for the exact columns, it will give me in the one column both the data. And then this is a stacked percentage. Now you see my data is that I have given the sales on the months of Jan to June for 6 months, and actual target is this. So I want to compare how much it is done. So I'm going to use a column chart. So this is my chart. Here, after getting the chart, you can give whatever is the title. You can write down here whatever is the title you want to write. Then you can select anywhere. This is the area of your chart, the interior lines you can see. So you can move this. So this is your chart area. If you are going to click on your chart, you will be able to see here the plus. So plus will give you whether you want axis styles, chart titles, axis titles. If I am going to select axis titles, so I will get x-axis and y-axis and x-axis titles. Then data labels. If I want the what is the data value, if you want to give this a chart, so people can see and can gauge, they can judge how much is the sale was done and what was the target and the difference directly, because you are giving the labelings here. And then the data table, whatever is the data table, if you want to give that, so you can give that also here. Error bars, what is the difference in that, so that also you can give here. You can see here the error bar. Grid lines, these are already given. If I'm going to remove, it is removed. You can see in the background of this chart, if I'm going to click, it is going to give me the grid lines. If I want the trend line, that will give me the trend line. Now there are the two options on which I need the trend line. Suppose I want the trend line on cells, so I'm going to select the cells, and I will get the trend line on the cells, or an average line on the cells. So these all are the options. You have to just click on your chart and you will be able to see here. Another is you can change the style of your chart. There are the many styles. You can see here also in toolbox there is the styles, and or you can see like that. You can change this way also. So these all are the styles. Whatever you want, you can select the style. Okay. So after selecting the style, we can go to the colors also. If I want to change the color, I can change the color by selecting any of this. You can see here. So this way we can change the colors of our diagram. Okay. So this is whatever I'm going to click on this and I'm getting these options just on clicking. If after clicking on this, if I will go to the right click again, after clicking on the chart, so I will get the change type, chart type. If I want to change the type, if I'm not okay with that type, so I can take any chart type from here. This is the option. Another, by clicking here again, we can see the format the data series. We can format this data series from here. Okay. And then the next, here you can see fills, what kind of a filling I want to do in that. If no fill, then no. You can see here whatever I bars I have selected, it will work on that only. So no fill in the target, so there is no fill. If I want the gradient, so that will be the gradients. Solid, I can get a solid. Pattern fill, so I will get the patterns. Automatic, so it is automatic. In the patterns, we have the many options. Any pattern we can select to fill. Okay, then automatic, it will show me this. Whatever is there by default. Invert in the negative, so it is in this way. Okay, so these all are the ways to represent the data. Now the next is the colors. Whatever the color I want, I can take it. Okay, so it is changed. So whatever is the bar I'm going to select, on that basis I can see. You can format the chart area and everything. Whatever you want to format, on that, after the right click you can see. Here we can take a option of axis also, because I have selected the whole diagram. Previously I selected the bars of the target. So here also we have the options. What is the height we need? So we can reduce or we can increase that height, and scale height. So you can see. Another properties, there are the many properties you can see. Don't move the size with the same, bring the object, move but don't size with the same. Add a text, you can use the text also here. So these all are the ways, whatever you want to do in your data visualization, how, in which way you want to represent your diagram. This is the only one diagram. This is a column chart. You have to simply select your data in insert. You have to go in the chart option, you will get. Okay, so these are the examples. Now we will move to the another. I have taken the same example for that. This is I am going to do with the bar chart, but you can use another data also. Now I want the line chart. You can see here previous in that column chart. I want to show you one more thing also. There is this is a stacked bar, a column chart. Stacked means in the one bar, in the one bar you will get both the data. First it is a target, then the cells. You can change all the things by using all these options. Now you have all these options for your diagram. The same way, this is just a stack diagram. If I want the percentage stack diagram, so it will show me in the percentage. Okay, so you can see this one give me in the percentage, how much percentage is done by this. Then the next is here is the 3D diagram. So you can see here in the 3D, then in 3D also stack 3D percentage and to the parallel. Okay, if you want to give in this way by the comparative, so you can give in this way also. So these are the ways to represent your data. Next, I'm going for the line diagram. So in the column only bar diagram. So in that we have the bars. If we have the large data, so we can represent horizontally, then it is Mozi. This is a bar diagram, simple. Next is stacked bar, percentage stacked bar diagram. This is a 3D bar diagrams. These all are the 3D as we have seen in the column. So I will just show you in the brief of what kind of diagrams are there. So whatever is the diagram you are going to use, in that you can use all these options. You can change, you can use it trend lines and everything in that. Next is the scatter diagram. So for the scatter diagram, I have to select the data. In insert, I have to select, sorry, this scatter diagram option. So this is my scatter diagram. This is with lines connecting. This is only the lines, not showing me the dots where the 2 points are intersect. And there is another ways to represent the data. Bubble, this is a bubble diagram, 3D bubbles. Okay, so these are the representations. Suppose I am taking this. Now this is my scatter diagram. If I want to give here, format the data series, so you can see here the different things, solid, gradient, all the things will happen here. You can change the markers, line, so here we can take that also. If we don't want no lines, so we are not to take the lines. Okay, then the next in that is colors and shadows, how we want to look that. So glow, if we want that, so we can change all the settings and we can set our diagram according to that. Okay, that is the plot on the series. So these all are the options. If I go here, add, so I can add the data labels, trend lines. You can see here the trend line. We know that when we have to check the correlation, we are going to draw the line that is known as a trend line, and we can find the value of that trend line also. Okay, you can see these kind of a trend lines will be there, and you can directly display the equation on the chart. What is the this line and the r square value. If you are knowing the correlation regression, so you should need the r square value, as the r square value is nearest to 1, it is a, then you can say there is a good correlation. Okay, so this way you can go legends, you can give trend lines and error bars. So everything you can give from here, axis titles, like that. So you can change primary vertical, primary horizontal, like that. Everything you can select and change. Okay, these are the color styles you can use. These are the filters you can use. In the style you can change dots to the many type circles and all these things. Okay, so these are the about the scatter diagram. Next is a pie chart. In the pie chart you have given the data and you want to see the proportion of a data in your visualization, okay, how much proportion of X or Y or Z, like that. So we have to use the pie chart. Same way you have to go into the insert. There is an option of a pie chart. You can select this is the normal, then stretched. All these things are there. 3D pie chart, so we can see any of these pie charts. Suppose this is, so it is showing me this thing. Now it is not saying me the clearly what is that. It is showing me, yeah, this portion is large. So what is this portion? You can see from here to south. South has a large quantity and like that. What is the quantity there? So you have to select. You have to select and give the right click. Format the data series from here, and you can add data label. So you can get the what amount is there. Okay. So these are the types you can use and the colors you can filter. Like that case, suppose I don't want the east over there. So I have to click here and I have to put apply. Okay, so I'm not able to see. So in between I can remove that. Okay, so like that we can visualize our data by using the pie charts. If I don't want 2D, so I can move to the 3D also. In pie charts, I can go for the 3D. Now this is my data. I'm going to select this data. In this, I will select the 3D. So this way we will get the 3D pie charts and all the aspects, all the things, axis and everything we can change from here. So this is a way to represent the pie chart. In pie chart, suppose there is a north, south, and all this is given. But yeah, instead of this circle in this, I want to present in the torus. So that also we will see in the next after the line chart. Now the line chart. So for the line charts, you have the data, you want to compare the data. So you had to select the data. You had to go in insert, and there is a option of line charts. So this is a simple line charts with the points. Okay, and then this is a area diagram. 3D line charts. This is the 2D area. This is a 3D area. Okay, you will be able to see in this way. I hope you are able to see. Okay. We can move the chart also. Suppose I want to move my chart here. I can move here also. So this is totally up to us. To draw the line diagram, again I'm repeating, you have to go in this way. Simply you can draw your diagram. Okay. Now the next. After the line diagram, there is a free map. Previously in the pie chart, we have seen in the circle a proportion is mentioned. Here in the rectangle boxes, it is mentioned. Okay, whatever is the proportion. So you have to select your data and then you have to go here. Here it is a tree. Actually, it is a one. It is a tree map, not a, it is a tree map. So in that you have to select your data. You have to go here. After the column charts, there is the option of tree maps. You have to select the tree maps and you will get the tree map of your data. Now if you want to change the things in your diagram, you want to change the representation, you have to go in this way. Legend position also you can change in the left, right, top up. So according to that, you will get your diagram. Okay. For each thing, whatever you are going to select, for that you can see the formation. So here it is going to show you these formations. Okay, then you can add the things. Just by right click, you will get the format series. You can get these options, colors, types, and styles, and by adding, you can add the labels, region, and chart type. If you are going to increase any quantity here, you can see the reflection over here also. Suppose I am taking this is 50,000. Okay, so you can see March is 50,000. So according to that, our data. You can see, so this is your March. So whatever the portion is large, you can visualize from the data. You have to go to the number and you can see. You can say that your March has the more. If it is a sales, then March has the more sales than the another month. So just by looking to the diagram, you can give the decision. Next is the sunburst diagram. That is, suppose you are going to see the sales for January and Feb. But in between, if you want to check what is the sale in January's first week, second and third, fourth, like same way for the February's 4 weeks. So in data, you have the data like you are knowing, we are representing data in three ways. One is a textual, another is in the text form, another is the tables. So there are the complex tables or simple tables. So simple is that January, February, and you have the sales, but in the complex, in January you have the 4 weeks, in February you have the 4 weeks. And after that, there is the representation material in the diagrams or charts. So if I want to represent this data in the weeks also, you can add the months. What is the sale in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? So all these things you are able to update. You can try by your own. So I had to go in the diagrams. I had to go for the sunburst diagram. In free maps, you will get the sunburst diagram. So you will be able to see in this way. One second, I'm going to delete the previous one. Yeah. So this is a sunburst diagram. You can see what is the sales in the January's first for all the 4 weeks. Similarly for the February's 4 weeks, individually for the weeks also you can see the sales. So this is a sunburst diagram. Next is the histogram. You have the age and income. You have to select that. You have to go for the insert. Then you have the options of the histogram, so you have to select the histogram. It is by default, it is taking, you have given the age and the incomes diagram, so by default it is taking the intervals 18 to 31, 31 to 44, 44 to 57. If you want to change that, you can easily change that intervals by the format areas. You can format. Suppose I want to change the type, I can change style. I want to add the data labels, I can add that also. Access, I can add the legends. And if I want to change the format, the chart area, so I can change this also. Height I have taken 3 and width is 5, so I can change that also. Suppose I want to take height is 8, like that. It is changed according to that. So these all are the options over here. This is for the filling. This is for the representation, mainly the how to give the shadow, glow, and all these things your diagram. If you are going to change the things, you can easily change from here also. Okay, so these all are the ways you can represent. Borders, if you want to give the lines to the border, you can give from here. Everything is in your hand for the diagram. As you are going to change, you will get the answers for that. Okay, so this is the histogram. Here you have all the options, tick marks. If I want, see, overflow bins, I had 16. If I want to change this bin width and the number of bins, if I want to change the bin number of bins, I had to just right click on this axis and this amount, intervals, and format cells will give me this. And here bin width, if I want to change the bin width, suppose I want to take the bin width is 5, and the number of bins according to that I will be able to get. Okay, so you can see if I am going to change the bin width, I will get the more. I am taking only the intervals length is 5, so according to that I will get the more lines. Okay, and the number of bins will be changed, or I can change the number of bins, so according to that the width will be changed. Suppose I have changed the number of bins, so width is by default it will be changed on that basis. So this is the diagram representation by using the histogram. This is a combo chart. You have to select the data and you can take any chart. Suppose I'm taking first, I'm going to take a chart, that is a column chart. Then I have to go, I have to put the right click after going to the chart and change the chart type. So here I will get a combo chart. So I can take a combo chart. What kind of a chart I need? Clustered columns, or suppose I want that. This is a 100% stacked lines. If I don't want that, so I can see here the more options. So according to that will be there. So my one data is on the another because I selected the scatter diagram. If I'm going to select this, so according to that, this is my first 100% and this is for the orange one for my sales. So this way I can plot the combo chart for the both. So that is my combo chart. Okay, for the cells and the targets. My target is with the blue lines and cells with orange, and we can change that also whatever we want. Okay, then there is a waterfall chart that you, if you have the negative data, then you have to use that chart, waterfall chart in insert. You have to go in the this option, you will get the waterfall charts, so you can draw this. You have the many options of the different charts, So just you have to explore different things. You can see here. uh, You can use that charts also, these ones. So everything is possible, whatever you want. So this is my chart for the waterfall. And then the next one is thermometer chart. Now what is it is looks like a thermometer. So that's why it is known as a thermometer chart. It is always in the single. Now, so how you can draw this chart? Suppose you have the number of days and cells for your data. Suppose my target was 100 for the 10 days, but I achieved 94 only. So totally 94 percentage my target is achieved. So I have to just click on the 94 percentage, nothing else. And then you have to go in the insert, and then you have to draw your chart. So you will get your thermometer chart for the percentages. So 94 percentage is covered. So if you want to show only the percentage of your cells, so from that you can see. So these all are the charts which I have supposed to cover. So basically in data visualization, you should know what you have to do, what is the answer you want from your visualization, and after that you have to move to this. Very first you should know the history, how, why to visualize, what are the advantages and what the things you need, the procedure for the visualization, what kind of a data you have, what kind of a representations ways are there, which way you can represent your data that will be more better. So all these points you have to put your mind, and then you have to go for the representation of your data. So thank you so much for your kind attention. So this is what I want to represent. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. It is the wonderful session. Our pleasure to have you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I go with the vote of thanks, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. It deemed it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. Let me first of all start my giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's session a resounding success. Thank you for the resource person, Dr. Bharati Nathwani ma'am, who have explained us about the data visualization. The topic was covering for all the commerce students in maths subject, and also related to data, there are many topics in IT also. With the guidance of our principal, we are motivating, the teachers are motivating our students through research. In there, the data collection and visualization representation is very important. For that, the topic covered by ma'am is very helpful to all the students. Madam explained map of data visualization, data connected to visualization, visualization process, types of data, types of visualization by techniques, and representation of data in Excel, conversion of data to chart, and different types of chart with the practical Excel sheet explanation. This was the wonderful session. All the students and participants will get benefit from this. Thanks a lot, ma'am, to spending your valuable time and sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
We are grateful to our founder principal. Always take initiative to have sessions for the benefit of students. And thank you to Vice Principal and IQSC Coordinator, Dr. Kushbu Puruswani ma'am, all we Vice Principals, faculty, and technical team of S.S.T College. Thanks to the students and participants who have learned something new in this National Mathematical Day in the topic data visualization in Excel. Again from S.S.T team, my heartfelt thanks to you, ma'am. Thank you, participants, and thank you, students. Thank you, ma'am.
So much to all of you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.